Hey there, I'm Erin, and I started Preschool Ponderings to share all of the resources that I was making for my own preschool classroom with other teachers. Over the last 10 years, I've created everything from vocabulary cards and math games to curriculum, assessments, and family communication tools. I've compiled these materials into monthly sets so that you can download everything you need for an entire month of preschool in one file. Making life easier for teachers is my passion, and I'm hoping that these sets will be exactly the solution you're looking for. These sets are available for all 12 months. You can use the links below to access them. Today, we're going to take a look at everything that's included in the January month of preschool resource. We'll start with a digital file that you'll receive, and then I'll share how I personally print, organize, and use all of the materials in this set. This is the January month of preschool set. Each month has a different coordinating color to help you keep all of the sets separate and to be clearly identifiable. January is light blue, which is fitting for all of the wintry snow and ice activities that it includes. There are a few items that are included in every single monthly set. This page tells you a little more about them, but let's look through each of these while we talk about them. The question of the day is an open-ended question designed to help children think a little deeper about a specific topic. These are generally seasonal in nature and can be discussed together as a large group or explored individually. I love to record each child's answer and post them in the classroom. It's an excellent way to assess children's understanding of the topic, and family members love to read their answers. Over time, this can create some excellent rapport. Let's head down to the next page. Each month also includes a seasonally appropriate name card that can be personalized for each child. Once these are cut out and laminated, they can be used in so many different ways. Children can trace the letters in their names with dry erase markers, practice name recognition, be called or dismissed from different activities, use them to mark the activities that they're participating in throughout the classroom. Finally, there's a reading log included for each month. The seasonal graphics correspond with the name cards. These can be sent home so that families can color in a shape each time they read together, encouraging families to take on an active role in supporting their children's education and language development. The month includes 4 weeks of plans, and each of those weeks is separated by these lesson pages. These describe each activity for the week and include ideas for using the materials and potential differentiation for children of different ability and skill levels. The second page included in the weekly lesson pages is a description of the art or sensory recipe for the week, along with a list of additional art ideas, plans for dramatic play, themes, and options for sensory bin exploration. This page also has a space for notes so that you can record any information related to the weekly plans that might be helpful for the current week or as plans are revisited in the future. Each week also has a printable lesson plan. This is formatted to recognize different learning domains and ensure that these are covered each day. There are activities listed to support language, cognition, social, emotional, physical, and motor, and creative and problem-solving development. The lesson plan has multiple spaces to note where you might differentiate or individualize learning experiences for different children. These pages can be printed and written on or laminated for extra durability. Let's get those going back the way they were before. Okay. Each resource for the week is separated by a cover page. These include photos of the resource whenever possible. This one is a set of printable New Year decorations for the classroom, which includes a group craftivity. There's a printable bunting that spells out Happy New Year and includes images of a clock and a bow. These printable decorations are excellent for the classroom because once they've been printed and strung on a piece of yarn or ribbon, they can easily be stored flat in a file folder or a binder. These printable bows and crayons or markers are the only items that you need to complete the craftivity included in this activity. There's a full page of instructions right here and a sample image of the completed group activity. The next item is a set of New Year themed vocabulary cards. One set of these cards includes the word and related image, which you can see right here. And the other set includes the blanks along with the image so that children can write out their own vocabulary words. These can be laminated and put in a writing center with dry erase markers, or you can print a set for each child so that they can keep their own vocabulary cards. This specific resource was designed to help children understand units of time, making it perfect for introducing at the beginning of a new year. These cards can be printed and laminated and then used as sequencing cards or ring books so that the children have access to the information as they learn. They go from 1 year all the way down to 1 minute. These fill in the blank cards can be used on their own to help children recall the word that fits in each blank, or with this printable dice as a vocabulary game where they can fill in the word as they roll it. There are also a set of vocabulary cards and blank cards to practice and help reinforce the time-related vocabulary as the children are learning it. Then we have a New Year themed alphabet book, which uses words associated with the holiday to support letter and sound recognition while building vocabulary. The weekly plans that we looked at give ideas for using this in the classroom. This roll and graph activity helps children practice visual recognition, data collection and counting, and cardinality. There's a printable die and a recording sheet. These are included in color and in black and white. And this can be used as a center, a small group, or a partner activity. These discussion questions are a great way for children to process their experiences and what they've learned about the holiday. Giving each child the opportunity to answer each question also helps show children that different families celebrate holidays in different ways. These can be posted in the classroom or compiled as a class book. Each week includes an All About the Numbers page. These pages are designed to help the children visualize each number in many different ways to better support their understanding of the meaning and quality of the number. As I was putting together these sets, I had to identify a beginning point in order to pace all of the materials. So I've recognized that the first week of August will serve as the first week of this specific curriculum, which is why the January set includes the numbers 20 through 24. It's totally understandable that everyone who uses this set will not begin at that first week of August. So at the end of the January set, I've actually included all of the All About the Numbers pages so that you can pick and choose the most appropriate place for you to start. Every week includes a recipe for either an art or sensory experience. This week, the recipe is for sparkly paint. Let's take a look at that. It includes all of the ingredients that you'll need and the directions so that you can make sure you have those ahead of time and identify how long it will take. That's just 1 week of this January set. This first week of January naturally has a New Year theme. The following weeks include topics of snow, ice, winter clothing, snowflakes, and snowmen. The entire month of January set is 198 pages. Would you believe that's the smallest of my monthly sets? The best thing about this digital download is that you get the file and can decide exactly how you want to use it. If you want to print the weekly lesson pages, you can, or you can leave them as a digital resource to access whenever necessary. If you want to make a copy of something for each child, you can print as many as you need. And if you lose a piece to a game or activity, it's always easy to print another. I'm going to show you how I've printed and organized these materials. Feel free to use my method or whatever works best for you. I keep all of my monthly materials in a binder, but there are some pieces that I like to bind together into little smaller books just for easy access. All of the weekly lesson plan pages get bound in one book so I can quickly refer to them and keep them out if I need to look back over them really just as we're doing the activities. I also keep any pages in here that might need to be copied annually. The next book has all of the lesson plans and art recipes, and I laminate these so that they're easy to wipe off. The lesson plans, this way they can, sit out where I can see them regularly, and if anything gets spilled on them, I can wipe them off. And the art recipes, same thing. I can keep them out next to me while we're doing the actual activity and easily clean them off if needed. And then the last book that I bind is the All About the Numbers pages from the end of the set so that I have all of these together and they don't get lost in all of the activities. So then we have all of the activities. This is the New Year's decorations that I showed you from the digital file. I keep all of the activities in its own sheet protector with the cover page, and then any cutout pieces or extra copies I just put behind that. I showed you what's included in the first week when we looked at the digital file, so let's look at what's included in the last week of January. So here are the activities for this week. We have the winter clothing vocabulary. That is just like all of my other vocabulary sets. So you have some of the cards that have the blanks so the children can write on them, and then the other ones that have the actual words on them. And I have laminated these so that they can be reused as many times as I need them. This mitten letter match encourages children to practice letter recognition as they make a pair of mittens from a capital and a lowercase letter, like these two X's. So here are all of these cut out, laminated for extra durability. I just keep them, again, in the sheet protector behind. These can be used all together. They can be used to practice just a few letters at a time. Also, older children can use them to spell words or spell their name. Then we have the winter discussion questions. These cover a wide variety of different aspects of winter, everything from children's understandings about the science of temperature to their opinions about the season. I personally like to have all of these different sets from the different themes and seasons and bind them together as a class book. But they could also be laminated and hung as well. And then we have snowman counting mats. This is one of my favorite winter activities. So let's pull out some of these. Now I have these printed on cardstock because they are going to get played with. Each snowman has a different number on his hat. And then I don't know that you can see it in the video, but you can definitely see it when they're printed. There is a light circle so that children can count the number of buttons that corresponds with the number on the snowman's hat. I have included, these came out, some buttons that you can cut out to use with this activity, but honestly, I prefer to use actual buttons. They're easier to handle, especially for little hands. Here's a little mini book. Each child can make this little book activity. It encourages them to think creatively about what it might be like to be a snowman. And they can draw, write, or dictate their answers on the pages. The next activity is a set of writing prompts to help children consider the importance of family and friends and the differences and similarities between themselves and others. These can be done in small groups or they can be done with individual children. We have a couple of worksheets with questions on them, being a good friend and different types of relationships. And then we have just kind of a very simple introduction to a Venn diagram and how children can look at their differences and similarities with friends and with family members. This week also includes an All About the Numbers page. So again, I have those bound in the separate book. I'll just go ahead and find the one that my group is using at the moment and make a copy of that. And the sensory experience for this week is, let me show it to you, ice and salt art. So I will just pull out this recipe. And this one is actually done over multiple days. So the group can take the time to freeze a block of ice and then explore what salt does to that frozen block. And I like to have this by my side so that we can kind of refer back to it if I need to as we're doing the activity. There is just one more thing I want to show you. This whole set ends with a reflection page. So here is that. And it's got a number of questions just about how certain activities went. I like to keep this bound in with the lesson pages so that the following year when I pull it back out, I can look at what went well, what didn't work so well, what I might need to change as I'm planning to use these resources again. So that is the January month of preschool set. These sets are truly comprehensive. So instead of searching for new activities and putting together lesson plans, you can focus on the children and the families that you serve and manage all of those other tasks that need your attention. It really doesn't get much better than that. You can find these at my website, preschoolponderings.com. The link to a full list of all of the materials included in the January set is below, so make sure you click on that. And thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more amazing resources.